It's the Line Makers on Sporting News, presented by Jack Daniels.
Hey everybody, let's get ready for a big game in the NFC. It's Detroit visiting Philadelphia. The Eagles opened 6.5 and a total on the game of 47.5. With Richie Bachelor and Kenny White, I'm Brian Blessing. Richie, this side has dropped like a stone, 2 points. Eagles now 4.5-point favorites.
Hi, Brian Blessing. How are you?
I'm very good, sir. How are
Very
you?
good. Kenny White?
Hey, Richie.
Doing good. We're all doing good here on the Line Makers. I just wanted to make sure the guys were doing good.
We're in there.
We're talking Eagles football. We're talking that 4 of their 5 games this year, with the exception of the Arizona game, 4 of the 5 games have been decided by 6 points or less. So when the line opens up 6.5, you have to automatically think it's a take, and it is a take in this spot. Quite frankly, Philly's not playing all that great despite their record.
Michael Vick, I thought, needed to shake some rust off, and he played against a very tough Pittsburgh Steelers defense next week. Hopefully his stats will get better because he is still a really solid NFL quarterback, just his mobility alone and the arm strength. I think you'll see the numbers go up. Macklin has been banged up. That hurts him on offense. Deshaun Jackson having a decent year, but if they get Macklin back, I think the next couple weeks you're going to see some points out of these Eagles.
Let me come right back to you, Kenny. In general terms, we talk about a bye week relatively early in the season can be viewed as a major nuisance. Whatever momentum you've built up the training camp at the start of the season, it can derail you. But the Lions have been struggling, and Matthew Stafford was getting pummeled. I think for the Lions, it was a good bye week.
He was really getting pummeled. The numbers pointed out, you can go back and look, teams with a bye week early in the year, and I'm talking the first 5 weeks of the year, the next week they cover the spread 50% of the time. So there's no advantage. Teams that have a bye week later in the year, talking around the 6th week through the 12th week of the season, they actually cover the spread 57% of the time. So huge advantage to have your bye week later in the year than early.
Huge advantage if you have a team that's going to be mentally prepared to come in. Right now, the team's 1-3. They're very flat, but it's not just this year. They started out 5-0 last year, Kenny. They could have easily been 2-3. A lot of those games early, they had to come from behind. But after that, since that 5-0, they are 6-10 straight up. I mean, this is a team that has fooled me, and I have been on them. I have liked them as a club. They fooled me straight up. Fool me once, shame on Kenny. Fool me twice, shame on Brian. I'm going to wind up on the Eagles in this spot regardless of the point differentials in their first few games.
You gonna lean?
Well, I'm just glad he could open his email to wear the black shirt tonight.
Well, and I think so highly of this fine man right here. I think the Lions win this game outright. The young running back, Mike LaSure, gets in the flow with the bye week. They run the football. But the big thing, guys, teams that play the Pittsburgh Steelers have flat out groped at it the following week in the Mike Tomlin era, and the Eagles haven't been scaring anybody. I say money line Detroit. Have some fun, kids.
How can a team be scoring 16 points a game with 400 yards of offense? I've never heard
38 turnovers a game.
I haven't heard of such a thing. Once the turnovers are going to level out. Kenny tells me that if you want to make him a bet on turnovers, you can play either side 11-10 to win because it's always a pick-em. He's got the best of it, and he's right. The turnovers will even out. You know, he didn't turn the ball over against the Giants. You know, they didn't quite. You know, they got the money if you took the 2.5. But watch out for this Eagle team. They're 7 of the last 9 they won. They're catching a lot of bad press. They're a good football club, and Reed's going to have them ready. And this is a good spot for them to explode.
He's Kenny White. He's Richie Bachelor. I'm Brian Blessing. Thanks for joining us here. The Line Makers on Sporting News. Should be a good one. Detroit at Philadelphia.